Country Cup to the Port Neal club, who's won their premiership in 1986. I'll call on their captain to come out and receive it. Thank you, boys. Thank you, boys. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for coming, and congratulations to Port Neal.
We used to flog them for 10 years, and then they come back and flogged us for a bit. Then just before the amalgamation, they were really making a meal of us.
Mm. Yeah, look. Arna Bay was had a pretty bloody good history, but we were lacking numbers. And like Baz Artwig said to me one day, he said, you know, don't worry about it too much, you just can't make strawberry jam out of shit. But our very last game we played again, and it was against Port Neal, and we lost by 40 goals, I reckon.
Yeah, really?
I can remember that. I reckon it was the last minor round game in '88. Yeah. We played Arna Bay, Port Neal played Arna Bay, we played Monano, and I don't know, we won by, must have been 40 odd goals in the end, but I can remember at half time, Fricky was actually the coach. He didn't even let him inside, he kept them out in the oval, and they just had to run through handballing and kicking for the whole of half time.
That's harsh.
That was harsh.
Yeah, our guys couldn't mark, they couldn't kick, couldn't handball, like, what do you do?
Yeah. Because they were pretty handy at that time. They won the premiership that year, didn't they?
Yeah.
In '88.
86, 87, 88. Yeah.
Yeah. It was Port's.
Should have won. Well, we were in the final in '89, but like Gavran did his knee in the preliminary final. I did my knee in the last minor round. So you take your centreman and your number one ruckman out. Well, it takes a bit of it. We lost by what did we lose by? About 24 points, I reckon. 4 goal, I reckon. Yeah.
Actually, I remember that first year at Ports. You know, we'd won 3 premierships. The Port Neal and the Arna Bay boys were getting flogged, but probably their 2 best players were Gavin Wren, like Pete's son, and David Frick. They were probably the 2 best players that Arno had, and they both got knee injuries, like season-ending knee injuries that year. So, yeah, that was a fair blow in that first year too, when one of the 2 that got away. Yeah.
All right. Well, what I was going to want to ask you about is how you did your knee for starters.
Kicking the football.
What? Just kicking it? You must have kicked it bloody hard.
No. Well, it was my left knee, so I kicked it right, and as I was landing, just hitting the deck, someone come through and took me out through here.
Yeah, I had exactly the same thing happen actually. Yeah, from the side.
Late. Should have been a 50 metre, or should have been down the field. Did right. It was right on half time. Last minor round game.
Last minor round, jeez, and you was having a good year too.
Was not too bad.
He was a brilliant footballer, Fricky. Yeah, very balanced. Yeah, both 2-sided player.
I'll be talking to him.
Just had knee problems.
Yeah. What's that first year of the?
It was an arse. But anyway, that's where it goes.
Shit happens. Certainly, the merger was a good thing for.
Oh, it was one of the best
for the
things.
town.
Oh, just for the whole district. Great thing.
The whole community's reliant on farming. It's all our enterprise, so we all talk the same language. Yeah. And I got to say that I've got no regrets about ever, because I was the president of the Arna Bay Club when I made the moves to do this amalgamation, and Johnny Chilman was the Port Neal president. I rang him 3 or 4 times before we got any meetings set up.
What happened, when we amalgamated, I was mixed up with the club. We had a meeting at Arna Bay, and they had some chairman from Cleve area somewhere came to chair the meeting. And okay, we decided to amalgamate, and so what Guernseys we're going to have. And they said, well, you used to be black and white, we're black and white, so let's be black and white. Well, we had all these new Hawthorn Guernseys, only a year, took up a year old. And I said, well, I think the Hawthorn Guernseys are so good, and we've got full sets of them. We should go Hawthorn. And the other chap I was with, or whatever, he backed me up. It should be Hawthorn.
Well, yeah, I was part of those committee meetings, and so was Adrian. And the president, the new president of the club, the amalgamated club, I think was Johnny Chorman for the first year. But now I don't most of them don't identify with either club when it comes to the overarching, because the football club itself is a committee that stands above the two community areas, because we've got responsibilities about our own clubs, but when it comes to running of the football club, it's a committee that is composed of both, and they look at the team itself and not so much the facilities. Arno's got, we've probably got the best club rooms, but I think Port Newell's probably got the best ground, to play on.
That's a mongrel kick from Dion.
Sure is.
Went along the
Socket
ground.
forward, Max Bowser picks up for Ports, heads out wide. Corey Ainsworth
good
takes a
mark.
good mark and
Yeah,
plays
took
on.
the mark, he's off.
He's taking
Oh.
a bounce, but he's hit a patch of dirt. She didn't come back. He got beat the ball in the
He
end.
recovered well, really, didn't he? He recovered well.
Yeah.
Riley
no.
Maitland takes the mark. Off to Reece Racing. Once again, those two have been pretty strong all day again for the Tigers.
Yeah, out to Fitzgerald on the lead.
Oh, it's a good
Nice
kick. Beautiful
nice
kick again
hands.
by Reece Racing. Not much Caleb could do about that.
No, very unlucky for Ainsworth. He must have bounced on a patch of sand and the ball just didn't come
Yes.
back to him. Yeah, it's been an effort getting these ovals up because she's very, very dry all across the state.
But I never, the spirit of the agreement's always held. No one has ever said, "Oh, we're going to have to play or this oval or that oval." We get half the home games a year, and we have alternate finals when the rotation comes around. So we only get a finals game every quite a few years. We get the finals, but we make the most of it.
Yeah, I dare say.
I'm not aware of any bitching over all the last 30 years about one or other club hasn't been pulling its weight, because I think we've really tried to make it work.
Yep. Yeah, well, Adrian said that when he came to, because the vote was split, and he said do another count, and he
and then
put his hand up.
We had Graham Roberts was one of our delegates, and the discussion's getting a bit heated, and Roo said, "Look, I think we'll all better adjourn for 5 minutes." So we all stood up and bloody walked and stretched our legs and had a bit of quiet discussion, and went back and sat again and I'm pleased it was Dooley, because that was the only problem we ever had to get around.
The chairman, I think, was Steve Trigg or somebody, I forget now. Brian Trigg, I think, was intermediate chairman. He said, "What are we going to do now?" I said, "Put it to the vote again." All those in favour of black and gold? Black and white. Black and white. 2 Anabays put their hand up, and I put my hand up. I knew we would not amalgamate unless we could get some sense. And the guy that was with me, he was the only one that voted that we stick with the old colours. I'd have loved to have stayed with the Hawthorn colours, but they had all the Guernseys we needed anyway at Arna Bay, and so they've been black and white ever since.
Oh, where's the sliding in roll?
Well, I think it might be. I think it might ping in for that. It's always a hard one, that one. Tommy Davey gets the free from Nick Collins, who slid in, took his legs out.
Sid's got looks inboard, finds Cooper Llewellyn.
This guy's
centre
on
square.
On his own all the time at the minute, he's young Cooper.
Who's he going to go? Are you going to bomb it long to the top of the square?
It's a high ball.
And Brooks
Oh,
Seals
good mark by Brooks Seal on the chest.
sat in the hole and done it well.
It's a famous name too, Peter.
Yes, yeah, no, it is a famous name. Brooks' dad, Gio, was a terrific player for our club. Sadly, no longer with us. But yeah, the Seal family is a big name in the Kimber district.
Play on this cool. Handball over the top. Bishop. Oh, Kimber boy
Come out the
gets
back.
a fist in there. Bishop has it now. Flicks across. Jake Mammon bangs it on the boot. It's going to work. Lenny McDonough.
Yeah, young bloke on the flank, forward flank for Ports.
He's looking good. He looks inboard.
Oh, it's a good
Sid-
kick.
Oh,
Cut off well by
Riley,
Riley, mate, because that was a beautiful kick. Looked like Sid was going to
Jake
swallow that.
Turner gets a fist in.
Oh, he did that.
Oh, advantage!
Well,
Advantage!
I think he'd play advantage. It was a great goal.
Oh, you've got to play advantage. That is.
I think he
He's
is.
paid it.
Yes.
Yeah, common sense has prevailed.
No, that's a good goal.
Very good little snap kick. Would have been interesting if the ball hit the post, what he would have done.
Well,
I'm sure the Ports crowd would have
said,
been
"Bring it
calling
back."
it the other way.
I'm sure they would have. No, it was a good goal, that, the finish by the young bloke.
Yeah, so it's Jake Turner kicked that, who first year in A grade, first proper year in A grade. He actually won the best on ground in the Colts grand final last year.
Yeah,
got a bit of talent.
Those young blokes last year for Ports who went through undefeated, I think, in the Colts competition last year. Certainly, it's good to see them playing A grade, and I'm sure they'll have a big impact on the club this year.
They wanted to keep their Hawthorn one for a start, and then we compromised. We said, look, we'll call the club Ports, and we've got new Guernseys that are going to cost the club nothing, because we had a full set of all new Guernseys, thanks to Llewellyn Transport sponsorship. And so then they're happy, then they come on board with that, and that's how he took off.
I guess Arna Bay were black and white, and we called ourselves Ports, which we both see Ports, I suppose, but we were Port Neal, so Ports, and their colours, which were our colours. It was a pretty easy sort of a fit, really. Yeah.
So there you go, buddy. What's that? 34-27 to 7-5 against Arne. So she's, 50, 61 bloody scoring shots to 12.
Mind you, their Colts were looking all right.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were pretty good Colts actually back then.
And Port Neal didn't have too many juniors at that stage. Arno still had a few juniors.
That's why they were keen to do the merger, I gather.
But it was great. And I mean, the whole thing, like, there's two seaside towns, call the place Ports, black and white jumpers. I mean, Port Neal used to be white and black, which is a bit weird, but and then they went to Hawthorn colours. But it just seemed pretty logical. That was Scott's going. This is not being recorded, right?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Oh, for fuck's sake, I thought we were missed out.
No. We started when I was setting that up, you see, because you were nice and relaxed, you see. That was good, wasn't it?
Easy.
There you are, just about done now.
Yeah. Now I can do my ears.
Yeah. You see, that's what the red light means, yeah.
Means we're on. We're on. Perfect.
We're on, perfect. Yeah.
Look, both were ports in its time. Like Port Neal, Arno Bay was a port. So hence it came around to being ports, black and white. It just sort of fell into place, really.
And we really had a pretty good relationship for 30 years with the amalgamation. I mean, I've been involved with a club that's been 30 years with Ports, and I wasn't involved with Arna Bay for that long because, I'm 77 pretty soon. And
were you goal umpire in that grand final they won a couple of years ago?
Oh yeah, no, hang on, no, I wasn't. I was timekeeping that day.
Which would have been great.
Yeah, no, I was timekeeping. It was pretty good. Yeah, I was timekeeping for that.
Was there much recruiting in that particular
Yeah, so that year we'd had an OK side before then, and Adam Davey coached the year before, and he'd come back from Adelaide. He was living in Lincoln, ex-Port Nil local. He's about a year older than me.
That's Adam.
Adam, that's his, yeah.
Sort of a little bit deja vu-ish with 20 years prior or something like that.
Yeah, I think prior to that, the last time we'd played in the grand final and lost, that one that we were talking about, my brother John was the captain. On this one, Brad was the captain. I was the president, and this one, Ash was the president. There was one other tie up there too, but I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, so the coach actually. So
Scuzz, Adam's father, coach, got to a grand final. And then Adam's gone and done the same, but
Yeah, it was in the 2000s. I don't know, it was 2005 or
2000. I reckon it was 2003.
yeah, that's probably about right.
My first year in senior footy. I reckon.
Yeah.
yeah, we talked him into coaching again, and then Luke Harfield, another ex-local from Port Nil, he flew from Adelaide every week into Lincoln, stayed with Adam, come down and played, and he actually won best on in the grand final.
Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Harfield. Apparently you spent a bit of time here, 2017.
Yeah, in and out.
In and out?
Every week, pretty much.
Just hold on to that one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so tell me about, quickly, can you take your hat off for us? It's just a bit of a shout out there. Yeah, thanks mate. So tell me quickly about Port and who are the people there who run the show?
Well, when I first moved there, probably Gavin Masters was one of the main ones, Peter Prime, and yeah, obviously Chris Prime was there when I was there. He was probably one of the key players. Jace Ramsey come back that year. Glenn Tonkin, they recruited pretty well that year when I first went there.
Which was?
Would have been 2003, I reckon, when we actually lost the grand final that year. That wasn't when I played a couple of years of junior football there, and then 2003 was the year that they recruited real well, and we made the grand final, and we actually beat Kimber at home at Port Nil in the semi-final by about 10 goals, and then we had to play Kimber at Kimber in the grand final, and they stitched us up. I think it was about 16 points in the end. Yeah.
And he was, real driving force, and Adam was just so enthusiastic, like his enthusiasm sort of rubbed off, and we had a couple of our mates from Lincoln playing, and my brother Sid.
His brother's had a knee reconstruction. He's the one that played for Port Adelaide seconds a year before last. And he's one of the reasons we won the grand final that season, the season before last.
Yeah, we'll
so the previous season he played for Port Adelaide.
Because that was pretty amazing.
Well, he played with a buggered knee as well. And then he didn't do anything about it through the summer. He went to begin last season, and the first bloody game of he's off with a cruciate bloody meteoric, what do they call it?
It wasn't the first game of the season, it was a trial game he did it in, and so not a single bloody game out even for the year. So, and it's still not good. So.
Gabbo had a knee. How many's Ashley done? 3?
He's done a couple, at least. Sid one, yeah.
Brad's the only healthy one.
No, it's some people just get a bit lucky with injuries. I don't know what it is.
I think he's about 22 or 3 or something. Good lad.
Should have a lot of footy in him, really.
Well, apart from the knee, because Ashley's had tremendous trouble with his knees.
Yeah.
And his old man did the knee as well.
Yeah, here we go. Bishop. Bishop wins the tap.
Yeah, he's clearly winning the taps, isn't he? Well above his Isaiah Neild for Kimbit.
Ah, yeah. Young lad.
Young lad, rucking.
Yeah. Holding the ball.
Good tackle by Ports.
That's Jake Bammon, actually. Paul Bammon's lad. He won the Senior Colts male medal last year. So.
And he is a chip off the old block of his dad, Paul, who's coaching your team.
Yeah, he's a little bit too fearless, actually, Jake.
Yeah, he's a very good player.
Yeah, there's a few of them lads that have come up from the Colts premiership last year. Cooper Llewellyn, Jake Bammon and Jake Turner.
Yeah, well, there's certainly, like I said, a lot of young players playing out here today, which is great to see.
Ball in, Port's forward flank on the 50. Llewellyn's in there, gets it out, no. Going to see a lot of this, aren't we?
Yeah, a lot of ball-ups today.
Stoppages.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how things go today with the new rules that are in place today, see how the players adapt to that as well.
Yeah, Davey out the back, bangs it on the boot, and
still
Masters got it. He's
tiptoed around him.
He's check-sided,
well,
and he's kicked that.
Well, that's quite a
Ports
goal.
are on the board.
That's an Eddie Betts goal there.
That was. I'm going to hear about that all week at work.
That was a very good goal, that's for sure. So Ports get their first goal on the board. To the guy that normally plays centre half back and one of the best backmen you've seen, that was certainly a great kick.
Yeah, he played a bit of junior footy up forward, a lot of junior footy up forward, and then when he was over in Adelaide became a bit of a backman.
And then we probably thought we were never going to win a premiership, to be honest. We'd missed out on those 2 chances that we had. And then 2017, Ash was actually president, his first year as president of the club, and we won the premiership. It was unbelievable. Yeah. So the 3 boys were playing in the side, Ash, Brad and Sid, and
I think that was the thing with the recruiting. The players that came in were all from, majority of them were from Port.
I coached nearly all of them as Colts.
So you weren't recruiting strangers back to the club like you're recruiting like people back to your club rather than outsiders.
So Peter's son Caleb played in it. There was another Masters, Scott Masters, which is Adrian would be his grandfather. Peter is his dad.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Another bloke that Evan Hunt that lives out here, but his parents are more his grandfather's more Port Neal, isn't he? His dad never played footy. He come from New Zealand, but his dad was a Freeman from Port Neal that actually won a couple of, or his grandfather was.
Roger, not Roger, and the 2 Freeman brothers at Port Neal. They were good players. Very good. Lawrence and Ronald, good players. All-time greats at Port Neal.
They played in those premierships?
They would have, yeah.
Yeah, that'll be in there. They were in the era before us. They weren't. Yeah, obviously. But
Lawrence won a couple of male medals, didn't he?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Lawrence and Ron. I think Lawrence won 4 male medals. He was in my dad's era. Lawrence was, and Ron was just a little bit younger. But yeah, Lawrence was just exquisitely skilled. You know, listen to my old man talk about him, and that's his grandson Evan Hunt that played in the premiership side.
Yeah, Evan he hadn't played since about the middle of the year actually that year, and his ankle foot was no good, and he actually come back in and played in the Grandy. And probably tagged one of Kimber's better players. He started on the bench. This guy kicked probably the first goal of the game and looked like, oh geez, and Evan went on to him and shut him right down, and probably would have never won if he didn't play. My brother Sid, who decided to come home on the farm that year, so he was come straight out of the Port Magpies, and you know, his next game was for us, so a few things sort of fell into line, didn't it?
Yeah.
Eastern Air numbers around the footy have been good. They've been beating Great Flinders Bull. Rakawasa gets a tap now. Goes down to Wycamp. Wycamp gets it on to...
Clay Smith had the ball, took it to Jake Bruce, who brings the ball in.
Looking for... Oh, good mark. Yes, the big fella. Big fella, Sid Masters, reels on his left, looking for Berger, puts it out in front of him, lovely kick. Yeah, beautiful kick. That's 2 in a row he's done there. Big Sid Masters looking for Berger, coming out, leading strongly. His direct opponent fell over, gave Berger an easy mark. Now he'll have a shot about 20 metres out, an important kick with a quarter nearly gone.
But you still only finished third.
Yeah, we did only finish third. We beat everyone during the year. It was a real 4-team comp, but it was really close year that you didn't know who was going to win on the day, did you?
No, it was great.
Everyone beat everyone that year. It was
great for competition.
Yeah, well, that year in itself was probably the best for a 4-team comp. Each side could beat each side.
Yeah.
And that hasn't been the case all the time. You know? There's a gap between top and bottom, if you know what I mean. It might be a bit of a mix-up in the middle, but that was probably the best season we've had.
Yeah,
so
because they came from third, of course.
Yep.
And like you say, all 4 teams had their wins.
Yeah, and come from third, and the first semi-final at half-time they were 5 goals down.
We were 5 goals down at half-time, and we'd had a bit of a habit of going out in that first semi when we probably shouldn't have, but well, you know, been on the line and 5 goals down, and yeah, we come back and ended up winning by 9 points. Hit the front with about 2 minutes to go, I think, and yeah.
Semi-final we played Cow at Rudow, and we were actually 5 goal down at half time, and yeah, we come back and we won by, I think Ashmasters kicked a couple of late goals and we won by about 10 points. Yeah.
Really? You didn't tell me about that?
Yeah, Mullet, he kicked a couple of good goals. He was played well. He wasn't going to play at the start of the year, but yeah, we pulled the boots on him and he did quite well.
That's good.
Yeah.
It was probably just the shake-up you needed, really, wasn't it? But yeah.
I was going to say, it's probably not a bad thing actually in that situation. You know, if you are used to losing those games, to be 5 goals down at half time, the adrenaline is like, it's not going to happen again.
Yeah,
and then you come out and But what happened after that?
Yeah, so that's definitely like you said. Our coach actually credits that to, a lot of people credit that to why we won the grand final. We had a cruise through that game. But yeah, the next time we played Rangers at Arno in the prelim. And once we hit the front from the second quarter, we steamrolled them, sort of probably 8-10 goal win. And that was probably the best footy we played all year, and in front of our home crowd at Arno. And
obviously it worked out well. The year I went back, the same thing, they recruited quite well, and a couple of my mates ended up going back there, Matt Parker, and we won a few games early, but we got belted a few games early as well, and no one really thought thought that we could win, and then come that final series, everyone played desperate, and we got over the line that Cow game, and then we probably our best game of the year was probably the game we beat Rangers at Arno Bay, and everything clicked that day, and then come grand final day we just we played, outplayed them and held on, and it was good.
Fantastic, really good. Thanks very much.
No worries.
Swap hands there. Thanks
Beautiful.
very much, brother.
Thank you very much.
That's all I wanted.
Beautiful.
Yeah, we were heading for the Grandy, and then next week, Grandy at Cow against Kimber, who were probably favourites. We'd beaten them once during the year. Yeah. Probably first game of the year, they rolled us by probably 12 to 15 goal. Probably did it again up at Kimber by 10 goal. But yeah, we come out and we were 4 goal up at half time, and everything was going quite well. And
it's one of those things where you're just watching it surreal. You think, this can't be happening. You refuse to let yourself get excited because being in grand finals and lost, and that's not much fun. And you think, and you just don't want to believe that it's going to happen until it actually did happen. So it was, think, oh God, here we go again. But it's out of our control this time. There's nothing I can do about it except watch and hope.
Kicked the first goal of the third, and
everything's going very well.
Everything was going very well. We were sort of 5 goal up, and we thought, geez, this is just going to be like last week. We're going to roll over them here, but Kimber, pretty good side.
The Kimber have got a habit of finding a way to win games.
Come back, got to within 2 points at one stage, and we ended up winning by I think 9 points that week too. 8 or 9 points, yeah. We kicked the last goal of the game to put us up again, and
just to seal it.
It was. Yeah. Then after that, she was on, right? She was on.
But you could see the energy change on the oval, like when that goal kick, our team lifted, Ports lifted. And you could see that they just dropped, everything dropped, and when they rang, our guys basically sprinted back to the centre, and they were like struggling back in, you know. We didn't realise there wasn't that much time left, but it was just such a significant thing, that goal. Had he not kicked that goal, well, if there had been a point, they probably had time to score some, then they probably would have had the energy, but that just sapped them. They thought, oh no. But it was surreal, like, I remember being on the side and no one, everyone just sat there and gasped because no one could believe it had actually happened. No one knew what to do. Like, you know, it's not like normally everyone would run in and grab each other and jump, but there was a delay of like, probably seemed like a couple of minutes, and then everyone's slowly singing in, hey, we've won this. You know, it can't be true. We've actually won. Whoa, we better get excited, you know. It was surreal. It was just, yeah. It was incredible.
Almost like a bit of shock.
Yeah, it was. It just everyone sat
I was exactly the same. With the siren went, and you just stood there for a minute, just thinking what happened.
Which is pretty nail-biting for everyone watching it, I can tell you.
Yeah, well, tell me about watching it.
Well, you know, your heart's just in your mouth. You got a club with about a 30-year history that's. Well, probably 28-year history that's never won a premiership. We've had two that got one that really got away, and we're looking like we're sitting pretty early in the third quarter, and then when they came back at us and
you're feeling sick as well.
I got within a few points in the last quarter, it was like, oh no, we can't lose this again. You know, it's never meant to be us win a premiership, you know, but no, the boys came through for us, so.
Kimber they were hot favourite pretty well for that grand final, but there was a little bit of a quiet confidence that we were going to do it. Like Adam sort of installed that in us that you know we're going to win this. We had that bit of a vibe before the grand final.
He'd built a good belief, hadn't he?
Yeah.
Had you believing in yourself?
And like you said, especially after that against Cow in the first semi-final, we probably should never have won that game. You know, country footy clubs don't often come back from 5 goals down at half time.
But you did.
We did, yep.
Just hold that for a second.
It's me and you, mate.
I'd just like to echo what Luke said a bit. Fantastic day here at Cow. We're lucky to play in a really well-run league, led by Spud and co. Commiserations to Gadge and the boys. We knew you'd be the measuring stick this year. So yeah, commiserations. To our boys, this is the reward for effort of starting in February. All our nights away from families, loved ones, all the hours on the road, all the hours I've been yelling at you. Here it is. This is for everyone at Ports who's never been a part of one, so come get some.
Yeah, just a big thanks to everyone who made it out today, not just the Ports crowd, but all the other clubs. Great turnout and great game of footy today. Gadge and the Kimber boys, commiserations, you know, we knew you were going to come and you did in that third quarter and you almost had it there, so congratulations on a great year, and also to Rangers and Cow, you know. Great year from both of those sides. We might only have a 4-team comp, but the standard of footy that gets played here is pretty bloody good, I reckon. So, to our guys, bloody great effort, boys, you know. We might not have the biggest club or the best facilities, but I think today goes to show the calibre of people we got around the place, running the show, on and off the field. Let's make sure we celebrate this one properly, eh?
There was a fair bit of hair getting burnt off, and
yeah, not many people had hair.
Have you got your beeper button ready?
Luke Harrowfield is an animal. He wasn't a real animal after that grand final. We went into the pub Tuesday night or something like that, and he's still in his footy Guernsey and carrying on and lager, and then drinking fire trucks or something by the gallon. And for some reason they decided it'd be pretty funny to use a lighter and some deodorant and burn people's at the back, all the hairs off people's legs and their footy shorts. And Luke Harrowfield, and somebody come behind Luke and went in the back of his head and set it on fire, the bit that he had left. Oh God, the bar just stunk of burnt hair. He is a party animal, just unstoppable, the things that he does.
Then even the week after, we had a Premier's premiere at the Arno Hotel where he was putting on the publican Fricky, put on the first keg, and then I reckon you bought the second keg, and we watched the game back first time, and then we had a victory dinner, and then we had, but yeah, I think.
No, it was great, especially, it was a real, it was for everyone in the club, that win, you know, a lot of people had put in a lot of effort over a lot of years. Fair enough, those 20, 21 guys are the ones that did it, but yeah, it really rewarded a lot of people, that premiership. It was fantastic.
Especially against Kimber.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Dear.
Yeah.
Rightio, start off, number 18, Tyrone Bishop. Number 3, Ross Campbell. Number 6, Tommy Clark. Number 10, the big fella next to me, Adam Davey. Number 5, Tom Davey. Number 4, Matthew Dodd. Number 16, Bailey Dunning. Number 2, Max Fowler. Number 17, Bongo Hanneman. Number 27, Juddy Hanneman. Number 11, Skinny Harrowfield. Number 8, Benny Leadit. Number 23, Ash Masters. Number 21, Scott Masters. 14, Matt Parker. (12), Jaron Price. 19, Caleb Prime. 13, Brad Wake. Number 7, Evan Hunt. And 22, our captain, Brad Masters. Assistant coach, Paul Bammon. 33, Sid Masters, I guess.
although it hasn't yielded much in the way of premierships, it's been a very successful amalgamation. No one thought it would last anywhere near as long as it has now, like 30 years later now. So
Zane's having a bit of an impact around the ground. Another cut off from Tom Dave. That's the second time he's done that this quarter.
And finds Jimmy Hanneman in the forward pocket. Looks up for Sid.
Yeah,
and out.
He was in front. Sid, you can't let him in front. You got to be standing on the side of him.
Yeah, he just held his space nicely there, didn't he?
So
Sid lining up now. Comes in. Yeah.
Too easy. Never in doubt.
No, did not overkick that one, just beautifully steered that one through.
The state country full forward, played very well over in West Australia apparently.
Yeah, kicked 3 I believe, 3-2, got the best players.
Oh, and each time someone wrote a poem, it was the night before finals when through every house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. So it goes on that vein all around it, but it tells you about they carried their load with great skill down the field. Peter topped off his day with a goal-kicking shield. Goals didn't come easy. Here's where SO1 takes a bow when he slipped round that sideline and showed us all how. Then big-hearted Mick, with a will of his own, played fullback with such power, leaving no ball to roam.